This episode of the ABIC podcast is brought to you by Dermocosmètica. Hello and welcome to the ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Here, we're strengthening and unifying the industry through representation, innovation, and education. This is a platform created and dedicated to the aesthetic and beauty industry, valuing unity and advancement. We serve to represent, support, and inspire you by connecting you with industry experts, expanding your knowledge through educational pieces, and bringing you the latest industry news. This is the ABIC podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller, and today's guest is George Kypreos from Dermocosmètica. In 2011, George Kypreos recognised a gap in the medical aesthetic industry. With a strong background in pharmaceutics and a deep passion for skincare, he set out to bridge that gap. Through years of rigorous research, extensive travel, and close collaboration with healthcare professionals and industry bodies, George has transformed Dermocosmètica into a trusted provider of integrated skincare solutions. Dermocosmètica now proudly supplies over 2,200 clinics and more than 150 hospitals across Australia and New Zealand with top-tier cosmetic, corrective, and therapeutic products from around the globe. As the founder and managing director of Dermocosmètica, George brings over 20 years of combined experience in the pharmaceutical and medical aesthetic fields. George has equipped doctors, nurses, and clinicians with high-quality medical-grade cosmeceuticals and peels, over-the-counter therapeutic skincare, aesthetic medicine injectables, as well as comprehensive training and support to drive exceptional results and growth. George's unwavering commitment to raising the industry standard through trust, science, and dedication is truly inspiring. Here to share the incredible journey of Dermocosmètica and offer insights into the world of medical aesthetics, today we welcome George Kypreos. Welcome to the podcast, George. It's so lovely to be in your beautiful premises today.
We're so valued to have you here and your team. I'm really excited to, showcase Dermocosmètica and give you a little bit of insight into me and the company.
Which we have had this morning. It's been such an incredible tour of your absolutely huge premises and multi-building site, which is very incredibly overwhelming when you first drive in.
Yes, it's a bit of a change to where we started off, and that was on the third level of our attic at home.
That's incredible. You have such an interesting story. You were filling us in on it earlier, and I really want to share with the listeners all your history because it really is inspirational, and for the entrepreneurs out there listening, it's an actual story that you can relate to. Tell us, how did you get where you are?
It started, after leaving the pharmaceutical industry many years ago, back in 2011, where I had the opportunity to launch something, to launch something special. I had been in the industry for over 30 years and had done many roles from sales, marketing, to training, to market research, etc. And I had my opportunity to launch a local anaesthetic cream, a TLA cream called LMX4. And it just landed on my lap. And that was because, I had this great friend or an acquaintance who called on me when I was in between jobs to say, George, can you launch this product in the beauty sector? And that's how I got started. And I have never looked back. But from there on, it's been a long ride. It's been a bit of a marathon, to be honest.
You describe it as a marathon, but for us, it's such an inspirational journey. Really, coming from where you started, what was the inspiration for Dermocosmètica?
Well, the inspiration was to create something special. I didn't really know what it was, and I truly I genuinely mean this. I didn't know what this special thing was that I wanted to create. I was trying to work that out myself. All I know is that I had a wealth of experience, a wealth of impressions from the pharmaceutical industry, working with medical people, very smart people in that sector. But I knew that I wanted to create something special, and I had chosen dermatology because it was the area that I fell in love with. Even though I had done 10 years or 15 years of cardiology, my passion, I found very, very quickly, was in skin and skin health. Wow. And so I knew it was the sector, but I think it took me a while to work out what I wanted to achieve and what I was going to stand for in this industry, and also for myself and the company. And that took a little while, but I'm clear now of what we're here for and what I'm here for.
Yeah. And what is that, George?
Well, I'm here for creating a great company, and we're not here to be the largest company. And I know you said before that driving in and seeing lots of buildings is pretty cool. For me, it's the emotion, the feeling, what we represent to our customers, to the people that are working with our brands in clinic, professionally. That's what's really important, and making sure that we've empowered them to be very powerful at what they do, that they have the best tools, the best skincare, the best medical grade products to make their treatments more effective, safer, etc. So we're here to build some good trust, integrity from the relationships that we have. I want to be that Australian company, that small young company that is making a big difference in the Australian landscape as well. Yeah.
You certainly get that feeling when we walk in, the welcome that we received, myself and the ABIC team. You gave us an incredibly grand tour of your premises, and I know you're saying it's about heart and family, but you run such a tight ship and an impressive operation. But you can tell it's driven by heart, and you can tell that everything you do is guided by a set of principles. It feels like a big company, but run with family values. And you were saying, actually, Sarah was saying when we first came in, that your wife, who's an interior designer, actually comes in and does your product displays. I was blown away when I saw how gorgeous your product display was.
Yes. Family values are very important. We really do focus on those as a company. It's very important to our culture, the work-family values. I see everyone as part of my work family, and everyone's lives that and breathes that here. But yes, Jenny has been quite good with her creative skills in helping us in how we present our brands to our customers. Yeah.
I'm sure she has, and you have such a collaborative environment walking into your offices and seeing how everyone was interacting so beautifully, and a sense of harmony, and that's really what you want in a workplace, isn't it? It's so important these days to make that safe, comfortable, happy and productive environment for your staff, isn't it?
It is. It's and I must say I do spend a lot of time thinking about it and trying to foster and fertilize that really good feeling and culture in the organization, because I feel if you feel good about what you do, and everyone feels good about the environment they're in, they'll really perform. And we spend a lot of time at work, as you all know, and that's very important to us.
When we spoke at our last meeting, you were talking about an overarching set of principles or core ethics that your company runs by. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, certainly. There are certain things that we stand for and that are important to us, and those are the family values, the work family values, on how we stick together as a team, as individuals in our organisation. It's important that we are honest, respectful with each other, and I think if we're that within our own company, with our own team, we will be the same with our customers. And I think that's a bit of a strength. I think it's a bit unique to have that those family values go into a clinic, into a relationship, into a partnership with a dermal clinician or a business owner. And that's what I want to make sure that as we're growing, that we continue to foster that. The other parts that are very important to us is that skin is in our DNA and we love skin. As I mentioned before, I've spent nearly 15 years in skin before starting my business in dermatology in a number of different capacities. It's one of the most complicated organs in our body. There is so much that goes on there, and I think we only know maybe 5% of what really goes on in our skin, with our skin, with all the metabolic pathways and everything that's got to do with skin. And then, we have to be authentic. That's very important with our approach, our challenges, our humility, and also be passionate and positive with our interactions. And lastly but not least, we really want to deliver quality. We want to be that preferred supplier. I don't stand for mediocrity. I mean, I think you sensed this when you walked into our buildings.
We did.
It's all about quality. I stand for quality, and I'm very glad that I have a group of people that work with us that stand for it, and we're very proud of our work. We're proud of how everything is seen on the shelf, on how we present to our customers. It's very important to us that our events, our trainings are all delivered in a proper way. So quality is really important.
I've never seen a more organised, clean and efficient warehouse. I was blown away. We've taken videos. You can actually see them on our Facebook and Instagram. But I was taken back because usually that's your workspace, but the sense of pride in everything that you do, from, collecting, packing, your shelves, the operation behind the scenes, it's meticulous.
Yeah.
And you said to me, it's because we deal with basically skin medicines here. We have to be that way. Dermocosmetica actually bridges the gap between dermal and medical aesthetics. It's a very interesting space that you're in. Why was it important for you and Dermocosmetica to focus on that?
Yeah, the reason I focused in that is part of my differentiation, or our differentiation in the marketplace. That was really important. The market is very crowded. It's congested. The cost to entry in this industry is not expensive, it's cheap. Anyone can start a skincare company, anyone can start a skincare range, or they can develop their own skincare range. But for us, it was more making sure that we bring the pharmaceutical integrity, the medical integrity, and combine the innovation, the science, and the galenic formulations into these pharmaceutical grade medicines, skin medicines, and create something special, create a product that is filled with innovative technologies, ingredient technologies, with proven science, with good formulations, etc., to make the product a lot more powerful, but also a lot more effective, but also much more safe to use. We feel that we are a company that distributes products that are advanced, and we're not here about everyday skincare or everyday skincare ingredients. We want to be giving our customers the best, the latest, the most innovative. And that comes from making sure that we're partnered with suppliers that actually see their products as medicines.
Dermocosmetica is your trusted partner, dedicated to helping you access world-class products to improve skin quality and health. With a foundation built on trust and integrity, Dermocosmetica is committed to supporting the industry, their partnering clinics, and the ABIC community. Exclusively for our ABIC members listening today, Dermocosmetica has an incredible offer. Spend a minimum of $2,000 on your next Dermocosmetica offer and receive 10% off the total order value. Plus, get 5% worth of samples, merchandise, and marketing support. This amazing offer is available to the first 10 ABIC members who take advantage. To claim this offer, call Dermocosmetica on 039354 0898 and mention ABIC member to receive your discount and additional sales support. That's a saving starting from $300, and as a bonus, their knowledgeable team will provide free training. For more support, visit www.dermocosmetica.com.au. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram at dermocosmetica.au for the latest updates. Terms and conditions apply. Offer excludes injectables. Act quickly and connect with Dermocosmetica today to elevate your clinic.
Just an example, before we were talking a little bit about DNA repair enzymes, on how they can change, our skin cells that are reverting to aging cells or going down the path of skin cancers. We have other technologies in our skincare products, like our growth factors, stem cell activators. We have a new ingredient technology which is providing so much benefit to women that are going through menopause and changes in their skin. This is the ingredient MEP from Emapel, which is changing, the women's skin conditions, during this difficult period of their life. And they're just some of the examples. That's what we're here for. We're here to bring advanced cosmeceuticals into the market. So we're not the everyday. It's all about quality.
You know what? I'm not often speechless, but I can tell you that the way you just spoke from the heart, but your inspiration is really remarkable, George. It's very rare quality to be able to not only lead and run a business and be organized and be successful, but to be able to be an inspirational leader that has true vision, right? Because what you're talking about there is vision. It's a look into the future. It's an aspiration, and I'm sure all your staff feel that sense of encouragement and that sense of, feeling like, wow, what is the future going to hold? You were talking to me about so many things that are in your future as Dermocosmetica. Can you share some of those?
Wow. It's been an exciting ride. Where we are today, and with all the skincare ranges that we have, as I mentioned before, with all the technologies that we have, didn't happen just overnight. I think it took me a good 5 years to find and research these ingredients, technologies, but also go and do my due diligence on companies, etc. I'm blessed to be working with great suppliers from all over the world, from the Americas to the Europes and so forth. These guys are my R&D pipeline. What Dermocosmetica does really well is commercialize products and bring life into the products in Australia. We couldn't do it without our suppliers, but what our suppliers do well is the R&D. We as a company have now, we're not under the radar now. We're a real company in the skincare area. We're, I would say, one of the top 3 companies in skincare, and we're going to be, and if not already, one of the main players in the injectable market. We've got new products coming in skincare. We always do. We've just launched a couple of brands from Spain and from France, Eniomi and also Cosmeceuticals. But as you know, we also launched Profilo, and Profilo comes from a beautiful Italian company.
Does it?
Yes. I don't know how a Greek actually is selling an Italian product.
I did know that, I must admit, because I am Italian.
Of course. But I'm blessed that, IBSA, the manufacturers of Profilo, have got a big pipeline, and we've got 4 products in the TGA at the moment.
How exciting.
It is to launch in Australia and New Zealand. So, yes, one of them is called Aliaxin, Viscoderm Hydro Booster. Of course, we have Profilo Body. Yes, so there is another Profilo.
You were just telling me earlier, and I think I squealed in delight.
Yes. And
Get it on my knees.
Yes. And then there is another one that's coming as well. So we're going to be busy over the next few years, and we're not going away. We will be probably in the top 4 or 5 injectable companies in Australia.
Wow, what a story. So, as I keep saying the same word, inspirational. And really, honestly, I feel like the future, is such a daunting place sometimes. But when you're hearing visionaries such as yourself coming forward with, great plans, it does inspire us. I'm a clinic owner, and sometimes, it's hard times at the moment. You can be a little bit apprehensive. But then when you are around people such as yourself and companies that are so supportive of clinics, pushing the boundaries, making things more exciting for our clients, it gives us, hope and stamina for the future as well. Speaking of the future, we do have some current issues, economically speaking. In the industry, we've got a lot of regulation changes that are slowly trickling down to the dermal and beauty space. How do you see the future in the next 3 to 5 years for our industry?
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting period that we're going through now. I would just say that all we need to do is just really focus on, what we've been doing well, focus on the things that you can control, and don't worry too much about what's going on around you. I mean, focus on your product, focus on your business, focus on your skill set, and just keep on improving. All these things around us, like the distractions of the economy and all those sorts of things. And I sit here today thinking about the future, and I'm concerned, like every other business person, about the implications it has on expenditure, cash flow, this, that, the other, all the normal things. But I sit back and I go, I went through such a hard period in starting this business that I don't care what anyone throws at me. I can achieve it. If I was able to start my business from nothing with just $5,000 and get to where I am today, I don't care. I know that I've got a great plan. I've got a great team. I've got great products. I'm confident in myself. We're going to do it. We're going to create some change in this industry. And so I think it can be quite depressing, just thinking about what's going on. But, just believe in yourself and, just focus on the important things. Focus on the things that make a difference to you and your customers, and try and be the best that you can in your trade.
Sometimes it is difficult to believe in yourself when you are going through challenges. I like how you actually have that sense of self, a very strong sense of self. What piece of advice would you give to young people who haven't developed that strong sense of self yet? How do we get there?
Well, I think it's through learnings from situations that life presents to you. And I think it's really more about the attitude that you choose to have on how you approach things. Like when I started my business, I wasn't even focusing on how much money I was going to earn and even how I was going to sell these products. I just was focusing on how can I put together a suite of products that would be so compelling and would offer something so different to our customers. And that's what I was focusing on. I didn't think about, I need reps to do this, or I need money to do this, or I wasn't thinking about it. I took things one step at a time. And I knew if I was going to be good at it, I would learn about it more, and I would do all the important things that my customers wanted. And that's what happened. I went out being very passionate about things. I believed in my products, and I focused on my customers. Everything else comes. It's hard to put in words, but it's more about very much attitudinal thing, that you choose your attitude, choose your trade, learn your trade really, really well, and work to your plan. And don't worry about what's going on around you. Don't worry about your competitors. Don't worry about the other products. Don't worry about the person who's just opened a clinic down the road. Just focus on yourself and your offering and be the best that you can.
You were talking about starting the company with just $5,000. Surely along the way you came up against challenges where you think, I don't know if I'm going to make it, or maybe you didn't, but I think every business owner comes to that point where they're like, am I going to make it? How am I going to get through? What are some of the challenges? Give us a milestone. I know that in your beautiful, absolutely gorgeously presented magazine, you've got a timeline. Give us a fast forward through the timeline. Yeah,
lots of challenges. Most people know my background, pharmaceutical executive, very successful, etc. Starts his own business, and
an immediate cut in income,
cut in income with handcuffs, like most of us, with loans, with this, that, and the other, and having a very young family at that time, with schooling and things like that, and I had to go out and find another job. I was actually, I didn't have a full-time job. I was working 3 or 4 days a week consulting for medical companies in marketing. So I was marketing rare disease products in Australia. I was doing that for nearly 5 years whilst I was still running Dermocosmètica. So
incredible.
So any money that I was making, and in the beginning it wasn't much, I was just putting it back into the business, but at least I had something, etc. But I would come home after my normal day's work. I'd come into work at Dermocosmètica, which was the home, working from the attic, and burning the midnight oil, many times, I think, many people close to me told me to give it up. And
Really?
they did, absolutely, and said, no, I'm going to prove you guys wrong. I wasn't going to give up. I didn't give up. I'm not giving up even now. Like I said, now is easy. The beginning was pretty hard.
That brings me to never give up, and we're talking about how something starts. ABIC started 3 years ago. It's actually going to be our 3rd year anniversary at the end of the month. Thank you. I mean, congratulations is to the council and to the industry for wanting such an organisation and helping us to put it all together. We've got such incredible partners such as yourself. Partners that are altruistic, that are here to give back, not for anything in return and not for an ROI. We were talking about that earlier. Why did you decide to become a supporter of the industry in that way and an ABIC member?
Well, I think firstly because you're a very passionate person and you're doing something that you really believe and you're wanting to give something back into the industry, and I'll back anyone that actually has got that passion and that belief. You're a very kind person. You want to give, and I'm here to support you and surround you and other people like you to make this, this industry a better industry for us. I genuinely mean that. You're doing a great job.
It's a collaboration of the council.
Of course.
ABIC is made up of 9 at the moment council members, all extremely experienced in their role. But we represent the clinics, the same people that you help every day, right? It's all about clinics and salons, beauty therapists, people in the beauty services industry, dermal therapists, the medical aesthetic industry.
Yeah.
We love our industry. We are so passionate about it. And we see a grander plan for the industry. We see a unity that should be there, that will be there, right? When you say never give up, because it is a hard slog. There are some naysayers out there that think that we can't have unity, right? But we can. We're getting there slowly. When I look back over the 3 years, it has been quite quick, hasn't it? You've been doing this for 11 years, you said?
Yeah, 13 years.
13 years, wow. So we're still a baby organisation, but with people that are such great supporters, such as yourself, and the clinics, salons, and professionals of the industry that band together and want something better for themselves, right?
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for being such a great supporter of the industry and for being so generous with us today and showing us through your beautiful premises.
No, it's my pleasure. And like I said to you before, and your team, it's a real honour to have someone come here and just listen to us and listen to my little story. So hopefully I've been able to impart little things that people can walk away with and, think about, provoke their thoughts a little bit in what they can do in their business and making our industry a stronger industry.
Well, it's been a pleasure, George. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, my pleasure too. Thank you.
You've reached the end of another episode of the ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Thank you for listening, and until next time, stay connected.